Hi, family. How you guys doing? Thank you for pressing play today. Yes, it's us, just people. Again, another one for you guys, and another one, like they say. Thank you guys for being here again. We appreciate you guys. Today, we have something incredible, explosive, as always, a great subject to speak about. But before I go further, I just want to kind of give you guys a recap, a repeat of what this platform is about. So this platform is about people. That is why it's called Just People, right? Just about free thinkers, people like yourself, like me, anybody. We don't have any powers, special interests, like they call them, or anything like that. It's just people, how we think, how we feel, our opinions about things. Some things we might be experts on, some things we might not be experts on, but we just want to have that conversation. Before anything changes, before you can learn, you need that conversation. You need to start looking into it. You need to open up those lines of communication to be able to grow and learn. And this is what this platform is about. It's about us growing together and learning together. Again, I'm going to repeat this. This platform is a platform of love. It's out of love we speak. We don't speak out of hate or discrimination. So loving only one side and disregarding the other side. No, we want to hear all sides. And that is why we always tell you guys to please comment below so that there is actually dialogue between all of us, you guys, us, right? We're going to answer you guys. We're going to respond to any of you that has any questions or has something to just let us know, give us some information. We love that. This is what it's about. It's about growing. Again, thank you so much. Don't forget to like down there, and do not also forget to subscribe. And like the last show, we had Shadia tell us, please share. Sharing is caring. The more you share, the better it is for all of us. But Shadia can go more in depth with that. And again, I am Okonzi, and I'm gonna give the platform to Shadia to take us.
All right. Thanks so much, Makanzi. I'm happy to be here as always. Hello, everyone. I'm Shadia. I am co-hosting today with my good friend Makanzi, and I'm excited to be here with everyone. We do have something very interesting to discuss today, and on Just People, like he said, we just thinking, free thinking, open-minded thinking. Some may call it progressive thinking. We're here to share our thoughts, share our feelings, hear your thoughts and feelings, and just kind of, enjoy each other's minds a little bit and really talk about some things that are not talked about enough. So as a reminder, please support our channel in every way that you possibly can by liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing. It helps to grow our platform. It helps us to have support, and it also spreads the message of just open-minded conversations. It spreads the message of come be where your input is welcome and we won't run away. I remember Makanzi said on the last episode, we're not going to shrink away and hide, when someone challenges our ideas. We're here for that. So thanks for tuning in. You're much appreciated, much obliged, and thanks so much. So today's topic, we're going to be discussing the question of, should Black Americans and Africans receive reparations for past atrocities? So this is an interesting one, right? We talk about this all the time. People say things like, they deserve their 40 acres and a mule and so forth. So the question is, should they receive them? And before I dive into my explanation, I'd like to just answer bluntly and clearly what my stance is on this. I do believe, yes, they should, for many reasons, but mainly just because of, the second part of the question, which is the past atrocities. The atrocities that were committed against Black Americans and Africans are horrendous. They're indescribable. And many of us today have no idea what our predecessors and ancestors went through. That being said, when someone is wronged in any way, an apology is necessary. This is what we've learned growing up. This is what we teach our children. This is what people are teaching. When someone wrongs you, you correct that by apologizing, seeking their forgiveness in whatever way possible. Now, in this particular instance, these are entire families and civilizations of people who were snatched away from their lives, snatched away from their livelihood, their homes, their families, killed, raped, pillaged, starved, tortured, all kinds of things happened to them, right? And so
Yes.
the reason why reparations is on the table instead of just a simple like, oh, we're sorry, is because the lives that they could have had were never able to be had because of the things that were committed against them. So I believe that this is a very powerful topic, simply because I'm a Black American and because I have Black American friends and family, and I have African friends and family. So, you know what I mean? This is very close to home for me. Now, the answer to the question is yes, I do believe that Black Americans and Africans should receive those. The flip side to that, for me, and in my opinion, is that it would be impossible. It would be impossible to give that to us. Why would that be impossible? Because this is generations of people that have come and gone, and even the ones that are here in the present. And we have to wonder, who exactly would be responsible for paying these reparations? Because remember, people were taken from various lands by people from other countries. So, the Europeans have to pay the reparations, does America pay the reparations, and so forth and so on. So the idea that they should receive them is a yes. How would this be dispersed and given out, and who gets it, and determining all of that information? That's where things get extremely complicated. And that's where I believe that you will run into the problem of actually executing this idea that they should get them. Because trying to get it to them, like, how would it go? Would you apply online? Like, hey, would you have to get your ancestry test? Like, how would they know who is getting what, how much to give, what to give, and so forth and so on? And I think that's where it complicates things, which is why I don't believe that reparations will ever be actually implemented and given. So just wanted to keep it brief. I didn't want to go into too much. But yeah, that's my stance. Yes, they deserve them. I don't know that they'll actually ever be able to give them, though. And by they, I mean that mystery person, like who's actually in charge of doing it. I don't know.
Because of time, I had a question for you, but I'm gonna answer that question, and maybe I'll bring it back to you this question. Let me just throw that real fast. Is what do you respond to the idea, what certain people say? Certain people have the tendency to say, when that question comes up, they say, these people won't know what to do with the money. How do you respond to someone who says that, as you being part of history, or your ancestors, my ancestors, and so on and so forth? What do you respond when you hear that? What do you want to say?
Okay. That question is goal for me. So one, I don't know that reparations would be in the form of money. Reparations may be that, land. It may be, the whole 40 acres and a mule thing. It could be a number of things. If reparations were paid out in the form of money, then I do believe that there would be a challenge faced. First of all, the debt that it was sent, whatever country is paying it into, would just impact the economy greatly, right? And then secondly, people aren't going to know what to do with that amount of money, period. You know what I mean? Like, especially, let's say someone who's never had any experience with money. You know what I mean? Okay, so we give you, what, 50K as your reparations. People don't know what to do with 50K. Black people, that sounds bad. It was about to sound bad. No, I'm not going in. People get money and act a whole fool. People get their tax return and act a whole fool. So imagine somebody getting 50K or whatever the reparations amount for 100K, whatever it is, they get that. They're going to lose their mind. They're going to buy the most ridiculous stuff. They're probably going to put themselves into debt. And I don't mean everybody. I mean people who are not financially literate, people who don't have budgeting skills, people who have never had any money, getting this money dropped on them. So yeah, I don't know that they would be responsible with that money. And the ones who are would have to, I guess, pay for the mistakes of others if it's somehow like held back or anything. But if they were to do it in a financial way, also another idea could be monthly payments. Okay, so for 20 years you get such and such amount of money a month as your reparations. Then maybe that might work out a little better. But when I imagine like a lump sum of money being given to people, I don't see that going well at all.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. And you made some good points. So let me come into this real quick.
I hear what you got to say.
No, when that question comes up, should Africans or African Americans get reparation? Should they be given reparation? I like yourself, I agree. Okay, I think that they should, for those atrocities that happened in the past, right? Because those atrocities that happened in the past, today you can see how it's still impacting our people, right? And it's not about our people in this community, in the Black community, which we are all one people, okay, on the planet, not just in the US. But you are seeing how it impacts Black Americans, Black Africans, all over the globe. So for me, I think that with those atrocities, there should be some form of payment, right? There should be some form of saying, okay, we've used you. Because you got to think about this. Slavery, or when they came colonization to this day, you can see colonization still happening in Africa, all over Africa. Basically, the people are still getting colonized. They just don't call it colonization anymore, but it's colonization going on right now, But colonization and slavery is, you can see the impact, not only the amount of people that died, the number of people that we have, and so on and so forth. Now, the people, when they were using, that's the point I was trying to make, and I forgot it came back. The people that they used, the Africans that they used at that time, made them money.
Yes.
Set these people up for generations, right? To this day, they are set up by grandparents, great, because of what those people did to a certain community. So for me, I think that it's only fair to figure out ways to set up this generation of Africans and African Americans for success, so that they can, as a way of repayment for what ended up happening. So I'm gonna give you some things to think about. Asians have been repaid. Jewish people have been repaid. So many others have been repaid. African descents have not been repaid. And people say exactly what you said, right? People bring that up, use your point by saying, well, that was long ago, and they just keep pushing it back. Well, you're the one pushing it because you're the one that needs to pay. So don't tell me, you used me to do some work on your house, and you turn around, you sold that house for hundreds of thousands of dollars, for millions of dollars, and then you telling me, oh yeah, I understand I used you, you sweated, you did all of that, but I'm gonna pay you. I'll repay you. I'll repay you. I'm so sorry. And then that person dies, the kid comes and lives in that, uses the money that the father left, from that sale, and the kid keeps telling the same thing to the next kid. It's like, no, at some point in time, you owe me that money, because it wasn't just slavery and you guys didn't benefit from it. You have to repay the people for what they did. Now, one thing that I think we need to remember is that not only all these people did get the reparation, but there's a second side. There's a flip side of it. The flip side of it is that the flip side of it is that the slave owners, like British in England, for example, I'm gonna take the England instead of the example. In England, they actually paid the slave owners reparation for losing slaves.
Mm-hmm.
And the government said everyone in the country will start paying for it, like the taxes. They would take out of the taxes to repay whatever they had given, right? Which was 20 million at that time, which would have been equaling like $350 billion to the slave masters that lost their slaves, right? 350 in today's money, okay, $1 billion. And the payment kept going until like 2015, I think, 2014. And the worst part of it is that the descendants of those slaves were paying into that money living there, because it's taken out of the taxes. Oh, we have to repay for the loan, because they've taken out a loan to pay those slave owner. And you see today too that you find out later that a lot of the prime ministers in that country were descendants of these slave masters. So because of that money, the families have gotten the money. Yeah, have gotten the power, the money to stay at those levels, to get those kids built to become leaders, right? And to keep those kids in leadership roles, because of the money that came from back then, from this slave, this reparations. So for me, I think reparations is a must. Reparation has to take place. Now, today, if we were to look at it in money, some people have done some calculations saying, okay, let's say the pay at that time that they should have been paying those people would have been like between 2 to 10 cents, an hour, right? And they didn't pay them that. So if you do the math or so on and so forth, you're looking at between $15 trillion, and that's just American reparation. That's not African reparation. That's just in America, but it's all connected. Because we don't have time, I can't really connect the dots yet. We'll go into this, but between 15 trillion to 33 trillion dollars we're talking about in today's money.
Wow.
You know, so when I hear someone say, hey, they won't know how to use it, my answer to that is like, okay, whichever form it is in, right? One, why don't you educate them how to use it, right? Whatever you do, whether it's money or whatever, you say, okay, here's money. I think you should invest it in stock market. I think you should do this. Put them through some kind of training, right? And then at the end of their training, they can take that money. You know, you say, okay, you guys gotta spend like a year. Everyone goes through this 4-year business, how to build your own business or whatever, how to multiply your money. And then at the end, we'll hand you that once you complete, once you show us proof. That's one way. Another thing is, when the other people that got the reparation, the ones that were the ones doing the atrocities, got the reparation, and the other communities got the reparation, nobody asked how are they going to use that money.
True. Very true.
You know, because today, if you think about reparations for each one of us, we're talking in the millions of dollars per person, okay, in the US, right? So with that said, if someone's got millions of dollars, it's going to be a little hard. I'm not saying impossible. I'm not saying that no. It's gonna be a little hard to just start blowing that money, right? Because at some point, once you spent, and you still sitting on 500,000, you know, you're gonna start thinking to yourself, okay, I've bought everything that I've wanted. Now it's time for me to do something with this leftover, you know. It's not little, 500,000, but so that's the way I feel about it. When you look at the history of the things that ended up happening to the people, the killings, the rape, the beatings, the lynching, like showing even as far as the incest that was forced on people. I mean, there's so much that we can go into to talk about, to really put in perspective the atrocities and why this is something that has to be done. Yes, we understand we are welcoming the people, welcome everywhere, whatever color, they welcome the apology. But the apology is not enough. The apology is not like enough. The apology is just the beginning. And now there has to be action behind it, because there was action that happened to counteract the action that took place many years ago. Well, for me, that is it. I wanted to say so much more. I wanted to go into deeper, but we have our time constraints. And as you guys know, and I wanted to educate you guys, but as you guys know, this is just the beginning. We're touching the surface of many different subjects, and we're gonna keep doing this for another month or two, and then at that point we'll come back through all these subjects and give you guys something that's a little bit longer, a little more substantial, an hour, 2 hours. We
can
something dive. Like that. We can deep dive and break down and show you guys history, show you guys education, So you guys, all the different sides. But thank you so much today. Shadia, did you have something you wanted to say to for us
No,
before
thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, my thing fell out of my pocket. You brought up some really good points. I had a whole lot to say, but I'm gonna wait. When we deep dive and everything, I got you. So no, thanks so much for tuning in. You're much appreciated. Thanks so much for sharing your thoughts and ideas, Makonzi. I always love to hear them. They're always a great perspective change for me, and they provide a little bit more like thought, that maybe something I didn't think about or something I didn't really consider. So I always appreciate that. I love dialoguing with you. So thanks so much, and thanks you guys for watching.
Thank you so much, Shadia. Thank you guys for watching, for clicking play, for staying through with us. All we say in every one of our conversations is out of love, a place of love. There is no hate here. There is no division. There's only unity, union. That is what we're here. That is what we're about. We want to show the difference in the people, to show that difference can actually unite people instead of breaking the people apart. Okay, so thank you again. Blessings, and do not forget, the way you help us on this channel is by commenting. When you comment, I'm commenting that, Shadia. When you comment, other people can, come and respond, and we can continue the conversation and continue educating each other so that we can continue learning. Knowledge is power. Comment. And another way to help us, and before I continue with the other way, is by you also commenting. It allows us to see if we want to bring you on, or you also commenting saying, I want to come, because we always say we're willing to have you guys come. And we have also ways that's coming up to contact us, to be in contact with us differently than just commenting as well. And the other way to help us would be, like Shadia was doing just now, please like this, because that's how YouTube does what they do in the back end. And also subscribe so you can get the notifications as soon as we drop something. You're first. You can jump in, you can put a comment, we can see you right away, and we can respond, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much. And Shadia said something yesterday. Please repeat that, the share part.
Oh, of course. So as Makonzi said, subscribe, comment, like, and don't forget to share. It's easy, it's free, it's the click of a button. And it helps, again, to get that message out there to please come and join us in these conversations, and come and enjoy these conversations with us. That share button is right there, right next to the like button. I think it's right there. So when you click like, also click share, and just share it to whatever social media, emails, messaging, whatever you want to share to kind of get other people also tuning in with us. It would be much appreciated, and we would be so grateful for the support as always.
Thank you, guys. Yes, share as well. Word of mouth, that can impact more and more people. That is what we're here to impact the world, and see if we can not necessarily change the world, but teach the world. Okay, guys, thank you so much for everything. Enjoy your day, enjoy your night. And I forgot to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and anything in between. Peace and blessing. Love, guys. See you guys on the next one.